trainers. Welcome to episode 123. 123. Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, joined by my co-host, Adam.
Hey, I'm here.
Hi. How are you?
We're doing it. I'm doing fantastic.
We're up in this. Up in that ass.
Ooh. That's tight.
So, yeah, the world is still crazy. It's getting crazier by the day. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, kind of in relation to the current circumstances globally. And it's pretty crazy. And for trainers like us, where Pokemon Go is a major part of their daily routine and daily lives and culture, it's interesting to see how the current life situation is impacting the game, and then ultimately how that transfers to the end user, us, the player, the trainer. So we'll kind of talk about that stuff a little bit and the steps that Niantic has taken.
Which are great steps, by the way.
Let me break it down. Yes. All right. So on today's show,
break it down.
We have the mysterious weekend event. It's upon us. It's this weekend. By the time you hear this, the event will actually already be starting. So we're going to get you prepped for that, including the Genesect Special Research Story event. So we'll break all that down. And like I said, COVID-19 has had a major impact on this game. We're going to discuss the changes that Niantic has done to help us adapt to quarantine life, because they're scrambling. And it's all hands on deck.
They're scrambling like eggs.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. The game is a live game. It's a live service game. It doesn't stop. So, when things like this happen, where the fundamental process of the game play itself is altered, it takes a lot to kind of adapt. So we'll break that down. This has been amazing to see the PvP player base mobilize in the ways that they have during this scenario. And we're going to talk about this amazing Go Stadium tournament that's going on. We were involved with a fantastic Go Battle League event with Niantic. We'll break into that a little bit. And then we have a date for our next legendary raid boss. Landorus is on the way. We'll talk about that. And then finally, we'll poke the bear with the topic this week being, how do you feel Niantic is handling the impact of COVID-19 on Pokemon Go? Okay.
I'm so excited about that. I can't wait to hear what lovely things people have to say.
Hey, man, look, we actually, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we have a very nice, positive, vertical slice of the community that's associated with our show. So it's great to hear the feedback. And, when you go to like the dark, deep pits of Reddit, you see some of like the real nasty shit that's out there. But, for the most part, the responses that we saw were overwhelmingly positive. But we'll get there. We'll get there at the end of the show. All right. This is the mysterious weekend event. So let's break this down. This is going to be coming from G2G.media. The mysterious weekend event is running Friday, March 20th at 8 a.m. to Monday, March 23rd at 10 p.m. local time. So Friday at 8 a.m. to Monday, 10 p.m. You're going to see more normal, fire, water, electric, and ice Pokemon spawning in the wild. You have Carablast, Shelmet, and Nincada hatching from 5K eggs, and the Nincada is the shiny of the event, which is exciting. Nincada, if you know, will evolve into Ninjask with 50 candy. Shedinja is part of the family, but is not part of the evolution line in Pokemon Go. So you're going to be able to have a shiny Nincada, the shiny Ninjask, but the Shedinja, they're going to have to figure out a way to release this as a shiny in the future, because that's not part of this event. So just keep that.
We'll probably get it in our weekly research box.
Like a research box, right? Something like that, or the chance to, or something like that. We have 1 to 4 star raids featuring Bug and Steel type Pokemon, and we have 2 times Catch and Hatch Stardust. That's the weekend. So that's going to be running Friday to Monday. But the real hype is going to be surrounding the Special Research Story event, A Drive to Investigate. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks. Adam, why don't you talk about this a little bit?
All right. A Drive to Investigate. I mean, I'm trying to make a Genesect noise. It doesn't really work. So tickets are available now and to be purchased throughout the end of the event. The event window is from Friday the 20th at 8 a.m. to Thursday, March 26th at 10 p.m. To activate the event, simply open the game during the event window. Once you activate the special research, you can complete it at any time, which is huge. So, like, if you're busy and you don't have to stay at home because of the issues going on in the world,
The lockdown,
and you actually have to work, and if you're in the medical field, especially, like, thanks to you 100 times over, but, and you can't do it, just log in, activate it, good to go.
Right. And the ticket is ticket's $7.99 US or your equivalent in your area. So as long as you have that ticket, just log
so many
in during
people are
that
like
window.
sharing the medal and everything. It's cool.
Yes, hell yeah.
Yeah, but once you activate the special research, you can complete it at any time. The research tasks have been reworked to allow solo gameplay, which is huge.
Yeah.
Because everything that we were looking into as far as the data mine stuff, it's out of date. It's not what we thought it was.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep it spoiler free, but you can expect tasks to include stuff like, catch Pokemon of various types, play with your buddy, powering up a Pokemon, battle another trainer, which is including Go Battle League, and hatching eggs as well. Because that's like the typical solo play stuff.
Now, a couple things to note here, like Adam was saying. This was completely retooled because of the current situation. So the stuff we saw in the data mine's outdated. This originally was only going to run the length of the weekend to the 23rd. They actually extended that window again just to open up the accessibility of the event itself, the special research event. They extended it out to the 26th. Now, battling another trainer, including Go Battle League, remember, there's no walking or coin requirement to do Go Battle League stuff. So that's going to make it exceptionally accessible to do that part of it.
That's one of the quality of life updates that they did for everybody being on lockdown. So, touche.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
And same thing with hatching eggs.
Niantic.
Hatching eggs, the distance is cut in half right now. Incubators are double effective. So again,
I'm so stoked about that.
I know, man. Dude, I'm like, I all I'm getting is fucking 5K eggs. Like, that's like all I'm getting over and over. I mean, it's going to be good for this weekend because it's actually an event. I want the shiny Nincada, but it's like every fucking stop I spin, 5K. I'm like not getting any 10Ks, and it's killing me because I've been sleeping on a couple incubators, super incubators that I'm just holding on to because I only want to use them on 10Ks, and I'm just not getting them. But also important to note, this kind of flirts with spoiler territory. There is one task in the special research that requires you to send 3 gifts. So some areas of the world, you're on complete lockdown. You can't go outside. Like here in the States, like in New Jersey, we have an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. So you can't go out from 8 to 5 a.m. Then there's the whole thing where you can't congregate groups more than 10, 50, whatever it may be. But I could still go out. I went to fucking Red Bank today and restocked. You know what I mean? Like there was a fucking ghost town, but I'm still able to go out. There's some areas of the world that you can't go out at all. So remember, you can once you activate the special research, you can complete it at any time. But if you're trying to do this, hastily, you have to send 3 gifts. So be aware of that. A lot of people are on complete lockdown. They've sent all the gifts they can do, and now they're on, they're up a creek a little bit if they're trying to complete this in short order. So just be aware of that.
Well, we hope you guys stay safe and you can get this done. Like me, I've been taking walks every day down to my Pokestop down at the end of the road, and it's like including like my area. It's pretty much a ghost town. Like I know that there's kids in each one of these, houses around me, and there's nobody on the streets. Kids are playing. It's kind of spooky.
It's weird, man. I was, like I said, I was in Red Bank today, and Red Bank is always jumping. Doesn't matter what time of day. There's just always traffic. Parking's always a bitch. And it was like, I posted a picture on our Instagram story. It was like, there was no one. Like every spot was open. I go, I've never seen it like that. It's so bizarre. So bizarre. But let's get our head wrapped around the COVID-19 situation as it relates to Pokemon Go. And Niantic, their Help Shift website. So it's niantic.helpshift.com. Of course, everything we talk about on all our shows will be linked and sourced in the description. But from that blog, right, they put together an exceptionally handy post that details all the things that have been changed because of the COVID-19 situation. So we're going to run through this stuff, and it really makes it easy to know what's on, what's off, what's postponed, what's changed. So here we go. In-game events. Spotlight hours. This is every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. local time, proceeding as usual. So Tuesdays, we're good to go. Mystery bonus hour every Thursday from 6 to 7, proceeding as normal, good to go. Today it was double transfer candy. So I transferred all my Meltan. I spent like 40 minutes of the hour just doing fucking Meltan, which was great because I really stocked up on candy. I think I got rid of 120 or something like that. So it was really good.
Wow. I totally spaced it.
You spaced?
I spaced it.
Oh, man.
I saw it, I think, at 6:58, and by the time I went into my game, I clicked on, I think, a Yanma, because I was like, oh, I'll shiny check real quick. I caught it, and then went to transfer it, and my clock went to 7, and I only got one candy.
Adam, you know we have a Google Calendar that allows you to set notifications for these events.
I know. We were watching a movie, so it's okay.
Okay. Abra Community Day, we know is postponed. This was supposed to be on the 15th. So that's, as of this point, postponed globally. Raid Hour. This is the latest one to kind of fall victim, if you want to put it like that, to the COVID-19 situation. Legendary Raid Hour on Wednesdays, canceled. At least for this week. Maybe they change it next week. We don't know. We have our special raid weekends for the month. We have Cobalion going on right now and Lugia next week. They are extended, so rather than just being Friday to Monday, they're running Tuesday to Monday. Still running as normal. So those are on. A Drive to Investigate special research that we were just detailing, still on, the 20th to 26th. So all that stuff, still going on as normal. The Genesect themed weekend event, still going on as normal. The Psychic Spectacular Weekend, that's the event that's happening next weekend that was supposed to be happening at the same time as Safari Zone St. Louis, proceeding as normal. So if you notice a trend here, typically the stuff that you can do solo is on. Now, a lot of people are kind of like scratching their head a bit because Lugia and Cobalion special raid weekends are still on. You can't solo those raids. So
no, you can't.
A little
stinks,
bit of a,
but...
it's kind of a, I get people's confusion, a little bit of a mixed message, but live service game.
I think it's...
You can't shut down the whole fucking game.
Yeah, I think it's, if you're locked down with your family and you all play, you know what I mean? You've got 4 people in your family, 3, you can pretty much push your limits and try to solo these with, your small group.
Yeah, and you can duo the stuff. So I mean, if you've got the right counters, they can be duoed. But it is a little interesting that Raid Hour was canceled, but not the raid weekends. But remember, you can also get these legendaries as part of Go Battle League rewards if you're rank 4 or higher.
Oh, speaking of that, I got a 98% Cobalion
as a reward.
Yep.
Oh, that's legit.
I was so stoked. I was like, oh, sweet.
Last week I got the shiny Giratina from Go Battle League.
I know, I saw.
Awesome.
I'm very jelly. I did get a Giratina, but I didn't get a shiny.
Dude, I got like fucking 5 Giratina. I just kept getting them. I want the freaking Rufflet. Anyway, Adam, why don't you run through some of the changes to the bonuses? So I detailed the events. Why don't you talk about the items and bonuses that are happening? These
are going to be effective globally until further notice, which... some of them are good, some of them are bad, but most of them are good. So in EX raids, you won't be able to receive any invites to new EX raids. So any of them that were on, I think, for last week.
Yeah, last week was the last ones that were out.
So now you're not going to be getting them until, further notice, because again, that requires groups of 5 or more. Eggs are going to be half distance, like we talked about, when they get put into incubators. Gifts from Pokestops will drop gifts more frequently. So just as long as you're spending a stop, you're going to almost be guaranteed a gift. They haven't increased them. They just give you them more frequently.
Right.
And changes to the Go Battle League and trainer battles. The walking distance requirement for unlocking new sets has been removed, like we talked about again. If you are currently in the middle of, earning them from the walk, you still have to walk until you get there, but then that'll reset and unlock.
Right, right.
Trainers can now battle remotely with good friends, so only one heart needed.
Yeah.
Previously, this was only possible with Ultra Friends.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about this in a second.
Friends.
This is what I meant when the PvP community was mobilizing. It was because of this. Because from a remote tournament perspective, this was a fucking game changer. But continue.
Yeah. No, all good, all good. And then incense, here's the kicker. There's a special box that costs 1 measly Pokecoin, and it contains 30 incense, which is now available in the shop, and it's worldwide, but it can only be purchased once. So if you're aware, incense now lasts an hour rather than 30 minutes. So that is over 24 hours worth of incense.
Yeah, and that includes Meltan boxes as well on that 1 hour. And they buffed the Meltan drop rate. So I think Meltan spawns every 30 seconds. So I think I had 63.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't count because I was like deleting them as I was going. I know, shame on me. But then again, increased Pokemon encounters. So Pokemon habitats will increase and more Pokemon will be appearing in the wild.
I'm sure everybody's seeing Mankeys everywhere.
Yes.
Fucking Mankeys have like taken over the entire game.
And then ball check. Ball count has been a hot topic. It's been a hot topic. I noticed it today and I was like, oh crap, I'm down to like 75 Pokeballs. I was like, I need to go out and restock. So Ken posted a topic he posted that on Twitter. It was a poll and the community's temperature. We asked, what is your current total ball count in your Pokemon Go inventory? All 3 types. 22.1% said less than 100. 101 to 250 was 22%. And 251 to 500 was 26.3%. And then 501 or more is 29%. So it's a good balance. But for the majority, it seems like we're running low.
It seems like there's an exceptionally vocal minority of people that are running low on balls. And here in the States, we're not on complete lockdown. So it's a little bit easier for us, even though we do have restrictions. We can't go out at night, can't go out in groups. We could still go out. There's certain countries, Italy, Poland, they can't go out at all. So, unless you're on a stop, you're fucked. You're relying on gifts. So it's making it very, very difficult. But when you go on Reddit or go on Twitter even, it seems like everyone's out of fucking balls. But, I put this poll up and it was pretty balanced. I was very surprised. I thought that more people were going to have much less. And, things like the Meltan box, Meltan it's not a very high catch rate. So you might have to use 1 to 3 balls to catch a fucking Meltan. And if you're spawning 60 plus Meltan from one mystery box, you could run through, 75, 80, 90 balls with one Meltan box. That could be a lot. But, it was interesting to see that the large, and we had a couple hundred responses to the poll, which was great. So thank you if you got involved there. But 29%, the highest count was 500 or more balls. Now, Adam, what's your metric? How many balls total would you have to have in your inventory for you to think, oh shit, I'm low on balls?
Under 300 of each is for the most part my oh no. Because I normally
you still
keep
have 900 balls? You think you're low?
Hey, listen, to each their own. All right, I'm sitting on 403 max revives.
You're still doing that shit? Why?
I don't know. I don't have any potions.
That's crazy. I went to Red Bank, like I said. I cleared out my box prior to doing it because I wanted to maximize the amount of balls I got. I was down to 30 regular Pokeballs, 30 Great Balls, and I had 600 Ultras because for the most part, I don't keep Great Balls. Usually it'll be just Pokeballs and Ultra Balls. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to clear out as much as I can. I brought my berry count to around 50 of each. my revives down to about 40 or 50 of each, and I stocked up on the balls. I think when I was all done, I had 500 or 600 Pokeballs, 200 something Great Balls. I picked up an extra 50 Ultra Balls. So, I mean, I'm fucking good to go now. But I'm spoiled. I was able to stay. You know, I started walking in Red Bank. I mean, it was a ghost town, but it was fucking cold. And I'm like, you know what? This is inefficient. I do want to get the fuck out of here. You know, I do have a curfew. We were recording tonight. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get in the car. So I have the Pokeball Plus. It auto fucking spins. So I just drove around Red Bank for 3 hours doing
Wait,
fucking
how does it
little
auto
loops
spin,
doing,
Ken?
you know. What do you mean, how does it auto spin?
What?
It's what it's supposed to do.
How does it go? How does it? You put the strap on there?
No.
You just
It does that automatically from the factory, Adam.
from the
Not
factory?
a fucking gotcha. Yeah. Everyone always busts my fucking balls about that shit. No, yeah, the Pokeball Plus, as long as you have a Pokemon loaded in the Pokeball Plus through Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it'll auto spin for you.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just drove around. Yeah, I just drove around. Like, out of the box, it comes with Mew. So if you don't even touch it, you're auto spinning out of the box. But yeah, I think I did 3 full hours of fucking lapping Red Bank.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah, and I hit my gift limit. I hit my you're allowed to send 100 gifts a day. So I hit my gift limit because I literally, you know, I've got a very fresh friends list right now. So everybody's starving for gifts. I was like, you know what? I want to make the most of this. I'm going to send as many gifts as I can and fucking hit the limit. It was awesome.
I have not hit the
All right,
limit.
let's move on to dude, it's hard to do that. You got to, you know, but in Red Bank with the Pokeball Plus, you can hit 75 stops in 30 minutes. That's the metric. That's the count. So, you know, I was there 3 hours or so. So I'm looking at, you know, 450 stops, 500 stops I spun. It's crazy.
Wow.
Let's talk about battlers. This was a very strong week for the PvP community due to Niantic lowering that remote battle restriction. This is something that battlers have wanted for a very, very long time, thinking that the whole 30-day Ultra Friend grind is just too much. And if you're involved with Go Stadium or remote battling in general, or even battling your friends, you know that getting to Ultra is a pain in the ass. Getting to good friends is very easy. It takes no time at all. It's one fucking gift. You know, so it's very, very easy. So G2G Media put together this awesome article that details this battle for the world. It's a 3-phase tournament. The first phase is 32 regional-based Toxic Cup tournaments. And again, it's once you're placed into a lobby, it's very easy to hit your remote friends because you only got to get, you know, send one gift out. Very, very simple. The second phase is 8 tournaments that are the best of phase 1. And this is going to be open Great League. So it's going to be similar to our current Go Battle League setup. And then finally, the third phase will be a single elimination top 123 of phase 2. And this is going to be running on the Silph Arena meta, which we're going to get to in a second, which is called the Voyager Cup. $1,000 pool split between the top 8. It's awesome. It's amazing to see how creative and how motivated the PvP community is to kind of mobilize like this, because the second they announced that reduction in the remote friending, it was like, who wants to do a tournament? It was like everybody was doing fucking tournaments. It was so awesome. You know, the New Jersey Go Battle League that I run, my Discord, you know, we're up to 400 users now. It's growing every day. And we are running a Quarantine Cup at the moment, which is 6 rounds. We're running a 6-round tournament, which is really cool for us. First time we're doing a 6-round remote tournament. Even on our Lured Up Patreon Discord, our Patreon mod and tournament organizer, Unbreakable, she put together this great idea, and I love this. We're launching it tonight. Actually, it's probably launched now. It's called the Quarantine Cup as well. But the way it worked was you could only use Pokemon that you caught with one single incense. So you had to drop an incense, and you had to use Pokemon that you caught off that incense. No TMs, no powering up, no extra moves, only evolutions. So It's a really cool, unique way and approach. Unbreakable is super fucking creative. I love when she puts this shit together. My team is not bad. I was like, I'm catching shit and I'm like, yo, they're all like 100 CP. Like, what the fuck am I going to do? But you know, once you evolve it cleaned up a bit, but I got a nice little Garvantula in there. I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff in there. But let's talk about it real quick. The Silph Arena Voyager Cup. This was just announced today.
The Voyager Cup.
Yeah, just a couple hours before we recorded. So this is April's Global Cup. It's going to be running April 1st through the 30th. Now, if you participate in Silph Arena metas, Silph Arena Cups, the Toxic Cup, pretty much every live event for Silph in March was canceled. So what they did was they extended the window of Toxic Cup also through the end of April. So like my group, the New Jersey Go Battle League, all the events that we were doing for Toxic in March, we're going to be running double headers in April, so long as, you know, shit is stabilized in April and we can actually go out. So we'll be running Voyager Cups and Toxic Cups at the same event. So we're going to do double duty. But people have been saying, how is Silph Arena going to compete with Go Battle League? How are they going to stay competitive? How are they going to keep people's attention? And I'll tell you, I'm blown away with the creativity of this Voyager Cup. Check this out. So, unlike the Go Battle League, where it's just a pick 3 blind, style party, this, you pick 6, choose 3, right? But check this out. This is how your team composition has to break out. You pick any one Kanto Pokemon, any one Johto Pokemon, any one Hoenn Pokemon, any one Sinnoh Pokemon. Then any one Unova, Alola, or Galar Pokemon, and then a wild card. There's some restrictions. I'll put the link in the description. But ultimately, this is pretty much visiting every region of the game. So that's released to date in Pokemon Go. So you're going to see exceptionally diverse parties put together. It's going to blow the doors open on how a meta is created, because usually you have 3, 4, 5 Pokemon that are fairly consistent across everybody's fucking team. This is really gonna,
as far as like different types and stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You're normally stuck with like grass, water, fire, and then it's like, oh no, this has all of the types.
Yeah, it's just based on region.
Pick one.
Yeah, so very cool
so
meta. Cool. I can't wait to see how this is going to happen, and the restrictions are only to the wild card. So you could pretty much use every fucking Pokemon. You just have to limit what you choose as your wild card. So very cool. Again, running for the whole month of April. I'll put a link in the description to silph.gg so you can check this out. It's really cool. Really cool. We mentioned at the top of the show, we did take part in a fantastic campaign with Niantic. Thank you, Niantic, so much for involving us in this. It was really fun.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
We were part of an awesome initiative to push the Go Battle League, along with some Niantic employees and other amazing creators, including Reversal, Mystic7, Trainer Tips, Zoe Two Dots, our podcast brothers over at GoCast, the crew from Gaming Together Media, and a ton of international creators. Really awesome lineup. We all put on Pikachu onesies. We played a bunch of Go Battle League matches. And if you were paired with us, if you took a screenshot of, the Versus screen, the actual matchup screen, and submitted that on social media using the hashtag #GoBattleWithNiantic, you could win 8 star pieces from Niantic. Just a nice little bonus. It was really fucking cool. This is the first in what we hope is a continuing initiative to connect Niantic creators and the community. It was awesome. I had so much fun.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun.
I did 140 battles over the weekend. It was so crazy, man. I was cranking them. And, there was nights where I'm like falling asleep, battling at night. I'm losing every single one because I'm falling asleep. I'll hit the charge move and oh shit, I'm not fucking hitting my bubbles. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. How are you doing with Go Battle League? I know that a couple weeks ago you were
I'm ranked 7.
Okay, so you're playing.
Yes. Like I said, I got the Cobalion. I got the Giratina. I was on a really strong win streak, winning 5 at a time in a row. I even got cocky and was like, I'm going to do one with the paid pass. Won all 5 matches with that, got my pass back.
Oh, shit.
And then immediately went in again, and then I lost. But I was able to get that. And that second one that I won, I was able to get that 98% Cobalion.
What's your party?
I powered up a Monferno. I was messing with that. I was doing a Monferno, Prinplup, and a Altaria. Altaria is pretty much stuck in every one of my teams. I've done Prinplup and Azurill, or Azumarill, and then I did Skarmory, Prinplup, Altaria. That's kind of like my mix. I always keep Prinplup in there. Prinplup is easily my favorite right now. I was using the duo. I was using the Arbok and the Prinplup, but people are getting wise. They've been switching out on me. So once they realize like my plan is just to like lower their attack until my attacks are just doing more damage to them. And it's not as effective as the Clefables that I'm being matched up against right now, where they're using Charm and my attack just keeps getting lowered and lowered. And that's tough to beat.
What
I'm never prepared for
what
it.
I've noticed is the meta shifts with each rank. And
yes,
if you use a specific party, you might be able to have success with it through, 1, maybe 2 ranks. But as you get higher in ranks, the parties become more diverse. They become way more spicier, harder to predict. And you start facing people that understand switch and shield mechanics. So it really...
Oh, yes.
It really forces you at the higher ranks.
I was facing... Because, like I said, I was using Azumarill and Prinplup. The one thing that would like take me down every time was a Alolan Raichu. I'm just like, no. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to power up this Monferno. I'm going to give it, a fire fast attack and a fighting charge move and just be able to, counter, any steel types that get thrown my way and stuff like that. Now rank 7, I'm facing a lot of Bastiodon and Clefable. Like those are the two that are giving me the most trouble.
Maybe you should put in a Wish Cache. That's really good against Bastiodon. Like, so for ranks, I'm rank 8 right now, and I'm already caught in like the lower tier of rank 8 where I'm like feeling the burn of being stuck. Like in the preseason, I hit rank 9 and I just didn't go anywhere. I was just stuck in this perpetual rank 9. So I kind of feel that now. I'm at a tier. I need to do another switch. But ranks 1 through 7, I was running double flyers. I ran Altaria, Azumarill, Skarmory. So basic ass team, BBGL team. And I was able to do really well with it. But I ended up replacing Skarmory with Bastiodon, which worked out really well for me in rank 7. Now in rank 8, I think I need to replace my Azumarill because that one seems to be doing the least amount of work for me right now. And I don't know what to put in there. So I'm working on, I might just hire a fucking coach, man. Like, there's so many coaching services out there right now. It's like, I need fucking King of Charmanders to help me here because it's like I don't have great spec'd out Pokemon. I've got plenty of dust. I've got plenty of candy. I just don't know how to have a good balanced team because with Altaria leading, I was in the early ranks. I was able to safe switch into Azumarill, no problem. Now I do that, and I'm getting the Meganiums and the Venusaurs, and I just get fucked up. Even Roserades.
So you need 2 ice attackers. Get that Prinplup.
Man, I think it was Alex Correo was using Empoleon, and he said he went did 7 sets in a row. In that first day that the 7 sets were there, and he went 5 for 5 in 5 or 6 sets, and 4 for 5 in the rest, crushing it with fucking Empoleon. But it keeps you on your toes. It's awesome. I mean, I'm having a blast, and I'm doing again without having to walk. I mean, I'm still getting even with the fucking quarantine. I think it's Friday. In a perfect world, if the quarantine or no crazy situation, to hit my 15K a day, what would I need to be at? 75 right now, something like that. 80. I'm at 56 right now. So, I'm still keeping up as best I can, but not having to do that walking between matches, it opens up this new dynamic of being able to just get into the zone with battles. Because
get in the zone. Battle zone.
The battle zone. Like, you would normally only be able to do 10 successive battles. You know, your current set of 5, and then your banked set of 3 kilometers, you know, to do your next set. So you could only do 10 battles in a row. But there's something awesome about being able to do 25 straight battles. But it's absolutely emotionally and mentally fatiguing. And physically fatiguing. It fucking wipes you out. So just be aware of that, because you don't want to get burned out, because I feel this just like with anything else. I remember anytime they release a new mechanic in the game, you feel this little bit of FOMO, like, I got to get all my battles in. I got to do all my dailies. I got to switch all my buddies. I got to do my, I got to do my Smeargle thing. You know what I mean? It's like you have all these different things to do.
Oh, God, the Smeargle.
So it's like, don't, pace yourself. That's my best advice here.
Yeah. And to be honest, every time I'm playing these battles, I'm so demoralized at once you lose one, you're like, oh, I could still win. Once you lose 2, you're like, is it really worth my time trying to, play? Like, I'm not going to get a Pokemon out of it. Like, that's how I feel.
Dude,
I get so demoralized. If I lose 2 in a row, I'm just like, I sit there.
I lost 12 in a row.
With the 3. Yeah, I sit there with the three extra, the battles waiting to happen, and I'm just like,
do I don't really want to do this? Do I want to put myself through this misery? No, dude, I lost.
And that's
12
the thing.
row.
I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it and be like, oh shoot, I still have 3 battles to do, and I already lost 2. I'm awesome,
dude. We recorded Gotta Watch 'Em All last night, and I'm sitting in the chair, and after we hung up, started to do like a little bit of post production. I like to do a little bit right after we record, and I'm like dozing off. And I'm like, you know what? I got to get my battles in before midnight. And it was like 11:40. And let me finish everything up. I'm like, all right. So I get my battles in. I wake up this morning. I never claimed my rank reward. So it fucked me, and like carried over the set to the next day because I never claimed my rank. I did all 5 battles, but never claimed the rank reward last night because I was just falling asleep. It was a dead man walking last night. It was crazy. It's awesome, man. I'm having so much fucking fun with Go Battle League. It's very, very awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And did you see that like the actual Pokemon proper, like the Play Pokemon account actually like calls it out?
Yeah. Dude,
and it's now like part of the actual Play Pokemon. Like it's so exciting.
It's coming.
I'm like, oh, this is real. This is real.
I know it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Obviously the entire Play Pokemon schedule is fucked right now because of the situation, but Worlds and all that stuff, when it comes around, it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out, because
exactly
Go was exceptionally successful at Worlds last year. I think it behooves them.
Oh, it's going to be even more successful.
It's got to be. All right, Adam, why don't you talk about our newest member of the Forces of Nature arriving in 5-star raids?
Ugh. Landorus.
You're not excited?
Don't get excited. Don't get excited. No, this is exciting. It's a rock type, but it's also a flying type, so it's exciting. We have yet to see this, right? There's no rock flying, is there?
Is there?
I don't know.
Go ahead, you talk, I'll look.
Golem doesn't fly. This is coming from PokemonGoLive.com. Landorus, the abundance Pokemon, is also known as the guardian of the fields, as it grants bountiful crops to the lands it visits. Be sure to bring water and ice types to challenge this legendary Pokemon in Go Battle League and in raids. All right, sorry. He's coming to 5-star raids. He's coming on Tuesday, March 31st at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to Tuesday, April 21st at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He's going to also be available, like they said, in the Go Battle League rewards, rank 4 and up. So you can do that to get it, like I was trying to do for Thundurus, but I went to a 5-star raid today thinking that it was a Cabalion. A Thundurus popped out, and 2 of us didn't have it. So I was like, all right, might as well.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
So I did catch it, and he's in the decks.
All right, good.
As of today.
Aerodactyl, rock flying.
Oh, man, Aerodactyl.
Also, Archeops is rock flying.
I still don't. I haven't hatched that. I still don't have one of those.
Really? I still don't have Axu.
Really, or a Tortuga,
Wow.
or an Axu.
That's only Axu is what I'm missing right now for non-regionals. That's that whole line I don't have. That's the only thing I'm missing. But
yeah, Go Battle League has blessed me with a bunch of Tepigs. And
fucking Oshawott, Snivy,
and the Dino or whatever it is.
Dino. Well, that's good.
Like, Dino. Yeah, I'm like, okay. And I caught one that's decent for PvP. It's like I think it's like a 98 or a 99% for PvP, but it's the Zwellius.
Yeah.
So it's second form.
What about Rufflet? Did you get the Rufflet yet?
Nope.
No, me either.
I've yet to see the fluffy Ruffleless. Rufflet.
Snuffleupagus?
That's exactly, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't quite say it. It was a tongue twister.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to poke the bear a bit. And I think I got like 1 or 2 little bits of miscellaneous news. But Adam, you ready to take a break?
Yeah, poke the bear is probably one of my favorite sections as of late. Because I just
it's
like
fun.
to roar. I like to roar when we get to it.
I like getting the community involved.
No, me too. It's funny, it's like there's a lot of good feedback. I love this.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
And we're back again.
How long can I hold it out?
We're back. Man, that's a long and.
I could have went longer, but I figured people already turned off the fucking podcast because I'm fucking annoying.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh my god, the feedback! I can't hear this."
All right, little housekeeping before we get into the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
And
I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons: Brittany, Jay, James, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, The Noise, Harry, Pokey Nabbot, Purple Pancakes, Tim Gears Be Banging, Lady Goobly Meat, Go Ranger Matt, The Phoenix, Baker Boy, Jolt Switch, Alex, The Illustrious Overseer, Jason, Matt from Kentucky, Paul, Justin, Val, Monica, PJ, Augmented Naturally, J. Mackle, Brian, Smeatwad, G Stacks, Sam, and DJ Banks. Thank you guys
had to take a second breath.
Incredibly much. I did have to take a second breath. And a huge shout out to our newest patron, Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, for joining at the Discord tier. We appreciate it.
You've done your job.
Much. And a huge shout out to our executive producer, Paul Bott. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. If Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. All right, 2 small bits of miscellaneous news.
We love those. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, we need some reviews. 2 small bits of miscellaneous news before we get into the Poke the Bear segment. A new hat Pikachu was found in the code by Pokemoners. That's all I got to say about that. We'll leave it at that.
Yay.
And this is pretty awesome. Gaming Together Media, G2G.media, did a creator bio on us. So you can learn a little bit about Adam and I if you check that out. Link is in the description. Make sure you check that out. Leave some feedback. We'd appreciate it. G2G, thank you so much for featuring us on your site. We are honored.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay. Adam, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's poke the bear. Okay. So this week, Poke the Bear community question on Twitter. How do you feel Niantic is handling the impact of COVID-19 on Pokemon Go? Do you agree with their decisions? Are you getting mixed messages? Are you running out of Pokeballs? Sound off. All right, here we go. Got a lot of good feedback. Now, this is what I do want to say. We're a happy bunch here on Lured Up. You know, we bust a lot of balls. We lust, no pun intended. You know, we give people shit, but we're a positive group. So I kind of, not to say I wanted to really poke the bear here, but I'm very glad that the majority of responses were overwhelmingly positive. So I'm going to feature some of the positive ones here. First one, this one from Chewbacca Bomb on Twitter. Says, I really enjoyed when I heard about Niantic's philosophy about community and exercise. It really gave me a different perspective on the company as a whole. Because of that, I respect the decisions they have made to take care of their trainers. They care, and it is showing. Again, so positive. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
This one from, I love this guy, Bring Ginger Hair to Pokemon Go. Says, Niantic's response has highlighted just how many moving parts are in 2020's version of Go. COVID-19 is the largest pandemic we have seen in living memory, and Go is the first game of its scale in the genre. I think Niantic has done fine so far. They've had to make hard choices.
This is true.
Completely agree. Next one from Sydney Shermanator. She says, I think they're doing a great job. The canceling of live events was the right thing to do. I wish they would reschedule these raid weekends ever since lots of people can't get out to participate. Yeah, you know, that's, again, that kind of mixed message thing. Can't go out in raids, you can't go out in groups. They're promoting individualized play, but the raid weekends are still on. Interesting. Got to see how that rolls out. And then we had some responses that were positive, but critical. And I think that's an important way to put it because we should be critical. You know, we're very passionate gamers. So this one from Kevin Fitzgerald says, I agree with some of their decisions. I feel that being a multi-million-dollar company, they could do better. Look after the players that have been loyal to their product and give a bit more to boost some positivity. As a business, it would be a very good move on their behalf. I hear this a lot, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
Yeah, like I was happy with just the one Pokecoin for the 30 incense. They're already
fucking
giving
amazing.
They basically gave us over a day's worth of incense for free.
But I'm just not a fan whenever the valuation of a company comes into play when it comes to talking about the behaviors. Because it's like, regardless of whether the company has money or not, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Kevin Fitzgerald, this is good, though, because it's very thought-provoking. So thanks for writing in. All right, this next one, George Garcia says, so far they have been pretty good, but I think I would suggest 2 more things. Making Pokeballs really cheap like they did the incense, and nerfing 5-star raids so they can be duoed at the very least. Adam, what do you think of this? Do you think that nerfing 5 stars is a better way, or should they just not have 5-star raids right now?
I think we had discussed this via text or something like that, or something. I just know that I think 5-star raids, the Pokemon in them are legendary, period. I mean this to say as if Pokemon is controlling that kind of stuff. Because
Sure.
It's legendary. Yep. They need to be hard to take down, or else you devalue the worth and the
well, that's what I'm saying.
The legendariness.
Would it be better then to just remove the tier 5s, like suspend tier 5 raids, rather than devaluing
Yes, I think so. Because going off of what Shermanator was saying, they should push the raid weekend so it discourages people from going out. I understand at the end of the day it's money they got to make, and we're in this like weird position where like some people can raid, some people can't. It's tough. I don't think that they should lower the ability to be able to knock these down.
I don't think so either. I don't think that they should soften them or nerf it. I just don't. if they were to take an action, I would much rather them say, all right, we're suspending tier 5 raids until further notice. But again, that fucks the whole schedule and cycle of the game.
Yes.
Then it's like you have to do Go Battle League. But Go Battle League is free. It's just, and again, with us kind of working a little bit closer alongside Niantic and seeing some of the inner workings and working with multiple team members, I have a new respect for their process, because it really is a lot of fucking moving parts. It's insane how complex the most basic of decisions can become, because it's not just them saying, hey, that's a great idea. Another Jean-Luc Picard, make it so. It's not just like that easy. It has to go up the whole fucking food chain.
Exactly.
So, I don't think TPCI would go for that. I just don't. What about the Pokeball thing? What about a 200 Pokeball bundle for 1 coin?
I think if they did 100 Pokeballs for 1 coin, that'd be reasonable. It's like a stimulus package, but for balls. and then reduce the cost of them, because like I said, I was coming into a situation where I was like, I'm running out of regular Pokeballs, and I need them. But with something like Meltan, yeah, you can only throw so many Pokeballs, and they're not the easiest to catch. They are pretty easy, but some of them jump out of regular Pokeballs. So
yeah,
at best, those 100 are probably going to last you about 60, 70 of them, unless you're hitting excellent throws every single time with a regular Raspberry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. If you're not spinning stops, you're not getting berries.
Exactly. I'm out of berries completely.
It's like,
I did restock, but I mistakenly have been spending them in my one Pokemon that's in the gym, because he won't get knocked out. Somebody knock it out.
I think that, and again, it's easy to just say they should just do this, but I think a workaround to the situation is to increase the amount of rewards from gifts. But again, if you can't get gifts, that point is moot. So it's a tough situation. It's a delicate balance. You can say, all right, 200 Pokeballs, 1 coin. But yeah, 1 Meltan box, you're ripping through 80, 90 balls.
Well, still, it
goes quick.
It puts Pokeballs into the system.
Yeah, it gets people playing. It's a tough one. It's definitely
especially
a tough
people
one.
that are coming back to the game because there's nothing to do, and they're like, let me check Pokemon Go out again.
Well, I think it was Polygon that put together an article of the best games to play during the quarantine, and they talk about different console games, and then for mobile games, Pokemon Go was on the list, and they're like, hey, we know this is a game about going outside, but Niantic has done this fucking smashing job of, retooling the game to make it work based on the current situation. So there has to be a spike in players right now. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, and a lot of people probably are checking out Battle League for the first time.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's doing really well. Now, working with Niantic and being involved in talking to these other international creators, through this Go Battle with Niantic contest that we did, it's really cool hearing the perspective of people and trainers from countries that aren't really represented on YouTube or even in English social media, like on Twitter or whatever. So there were some Italian creators, and they were like, you guys got to shut off fucking raids. People are getting arrested because they're breaking the lockdown to go out and fucking play Pokemon Go. People don't fucking listen. And it's like, I'm thinking of it, and I'm like, this is like the speed cap. People got so mad about the speed cap when the game first came out. It was because they didn't want people crashing people were crashing, because they were driving and catching Pokemon and doing all this shit. And it's like, Niantic doesn't want to deal with that shit. And it's like, how do they deal with this? Like, what do they do? People are fucking breaking curfew, breaking lockdown, breaking quarantine to go catch fucking Pokemon. It's like, I do not envy the teams at Niantic right now that are dealing with all this. And then on top of Pokemon Go, you got to remember, this is also Ingress and Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So there's 3 real-world live service games that have real-world implications outside, in the outdoors. So, whew, I do not envy them at all. It's fucking crazy, but I don't know, man. I think that they are doing a fantastic job. I think that they're making the right moves and they're changing things right. We have to remember that as much money as fucking Niantic makes, and I'm not saying that they ain't making money because they're fucking they're fucking Scrooge McDuck. You know, I'm sure they're doing the fucking backstroke. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a small team. You know, it's still not. You know what I'm talking about when he's in the fucking,
like spitting out coins
in his vault. You know, doing like belly flops into the fucking gold coins and shit, or like James. You know, when he's daydreaming about selling his fucking Magikarp fortune.
Yep.
It's still not a team like that's the size of a team that's working on a fucking, you know, AAA console game. It's not hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of developers and writers and artists. It's a small team. And it's very easy for us to say, it boils my blood when Niantic will put out a post saying like, great news, you know, Landorus is coming to raids, and then like every fucking comment is like, do this, do that, like it has nothing to do with Landorus. It's like,
oh, I know,
man,
right?
We are rough. We are, you know, Niantic people have to have some thick fucking skin because, you know, I'll say we because, you know, we are the community. I take responsibility for our community. This is our community. Our meaning the whole trainer base. We're fucking rough on Niantic. And, you know, I'm a big fan of being critical. I will absolutely be critical of a motherfucker, especially if I'm giving that motherfucker money. So I am critical of Niantic. I am critical of this game. But in situations like this, you have to understand how this stuff usually takes an exceptional amount of time to get things implemented, to get things changed, to, you know, put things into the game. So it's like the way they're turning this shit around, the way they, you know, retooled the Genesect event in short order to make this better and more accessible. Like, I think they're doing a fucking great job. I don't know what I could do different. The only thing I would probably do different would be to make the communication a little bit more clear about how they're handling 5-star raids. I think that's the only thing right now that is a little bit of a gray area, because Go Battle League can do it completely isolated. Things like Spotlight Hour or Mystery Bonus Hour, you could do solo, you could do it from home with your incense at a discounted rate. But the raid weekends and 5-star raids and promoting Landorus now of all times, and Landorus doesn't come until the end of the month. It's like they couldn't have held that message. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that was pretty quick too.
Let us know what you think. Join the conversation. I'll put a link to our Twitter post, Poking the Bear. I would love to hear what everyone thinks about this. Do you think Niantic is handling this right? What would you do different? If you were Mr. Niantic, if you were John Hankey, if you had the missile codes, what would you do? How would you handle it? And
shinies for everyone.
You know, so far, yeah, you get a shiny. You get a shiny.
Unlimited
I don't get any fucking
Pokemon
shinies.
box
Adam,
storage.
you've been getting fucking shinies like crazy.
Unlimited Delibird year round. That's the only change that I would make.
End of story. Good night, sir.
Only change.
Didn't you get some new shinies this week?
Oh yeah. No, okay. So Cabalion comes out. I had drove around and done some restocking earlier that day before work. I caught a shiny Makuhita. I was pumped. I was like, okay, this is weird. Nothing during the whole fighting or PvP Pokemon event, which is kind of strange. But I caught that.
You got the Makuhita.
Yeah. Well, no. That was it was after the event.
Okay.
That was after the event. So it was the day after the event. And then I go to work. On my way home, I was texting my messenger group and was like, hey, can you guys wait for me? I gotta grab my son, but I'll be right over to do the raid. I do one raid and get a shiny Cobalion. But my son asked me if he could play, so he took my phone and he was battling for me. So technically, against terms of service, yeah. But he battled the whole time. He was the one that clicked it on, and it was shiny. I was like, oh my god, it's shiny! I was like, give it a yellow berry, give it a yellow berry. And then he threw like 4 balls at it and missed every time. And he goes, you need to catch it.
Give me the phone.
And I said, every time I'm like, trying to hold that
eyelids twitching.
Exactly. And then, so we've been doing homeschooling because he's stuck home with me. So I brought over my phone. He's working on a page, and he's like, can I tap on some Pokemon? And I said, yeah, go for it. He touches the Caterpie, shiny Caterpie. Oh, I'm like, are you serious? I was like, you need to start touching all my Pokemon.
Shiny Caterpie is the only shiny I've ever Go Plussed. I Go Plussed a shiny Caterpie a long time ago. It's the only one I've ever done like that. But man, so you got 3 shinies in 1 week. That's legit.
Yep.
I got the shiny Ultra Form Giratina. I can't talk too much shit because I did get 1 shiny, but that was it. But Adam, I think that's a show, man.
Yeah, that's a show. If you're okay with the show, then that's a show, and that's a show.
I'm okay with the show. We're at an hour. We're at an hour, so.
Well, the only thing that stinks is that literally 9.5 hours from now we'll be playing the Genesect research stuff, and we won't that won't be a part of the podcast. So I just feel bad because we're not reporting on like what we found. But stay tuned, folks, because that's coming in the next one.
Yeah, well, the good thing is it goes through the 26th. So, right next week, right at the end of the week, we'll record again, and we'll keep you up to date on how that went for us. Let us know if you bought the ticket. $7.99. It's comes with some sick rewards. A lot of good rewards. Dude, I'm so hyped. It's going to be fucking awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out the show. You can email us, info@luredup.com. You can leave us an inappropriate voicemail, text, or picture. It doesn't have to be inappropriate. 732-835-8639. If you're interested in our text message service, that'll be launching in about 2 weeks. Drop us a text, 732-835-8639. Check out luredup.com for everything that's going on in the show. PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on in the network. Adam, you got anything else?
Just keep training, trainers.
Keep it on, trainers. Keep training, trainers. Keep training.
Don't forget to poke the Ursaring.
Poke the Ursaring. Poke the what other bears are there? Bear tick. Poke the bear tick. Bear tick is the actual sound effect of the poke the bear sound effect. Bear tick.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. If you listen to our podcast, Adam, you would know that. All right, guys. Keep training, trainers. We'll see you next week.